Thank you. It has been such a long time to see some of you. Now, to start with, let me ask you a question. What is my age? Can you guess my age?
35. 25.
I wish. I wish.
42. Millennial.
This is not changing. It's on. Good. Okay. Now, yes, I wish my name is 35 or 28 but let me tell you this. Master of Ceremonies, where is he? Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening. Now, a few weeks ago, I was in Athens to attend a workshop. Because I am a fan of tattoo, I Googled one professional tattoo artist to have my own design. And because wherever I go, I try to have my own print, just as a signature from the place I visit, whether it was US, UK, Thailand. If there is a chance, I have my own tattoo. I booked my appointment with that professional tattoo artist. I went there. Once we agreed on the design, the Greek tattoo artist asked, "What is your name?" in his funny Greek accent. I said, "My name is Hassanain." Hassanain. I said, okay, just call me Hassan. Where are you from? I am from Bahrain. How old are you? And I asked him the same question again. Can you guess my age? And he gave me, of course, 28. Now, 28 is a good number, but with my son being here, he's 15, and then the equation doesn't work out, yeah? Now, I am 42. Once I left, having my tattoo, little pain, I realized that I'm old enough, with my experience being a professional trainer or a senior manager of a training academy in one of the well-known airlines in the region, to observe and see many wrong practices done by people, whether intentionally or not, it doesn't matter. So today I thought, okay, let's share some of these wrong practices, and that's why I called my speech today, Stop to Get to the Top. You need to stop what you are doing now. And are you brave enough to stop? Let's see. So the first stop relying on people. Now, this statement makes me laugh because it contradicts itself. We say, let's help each other, let's support each other. Then how come I say, stop relying on people? Oprah said, you are responsible for your own life. If you are waiting for someone to help you, to fix you, to save you, then you are wasting your time. A big question here. Why are you wasting your time? And the answer is very simple. Because everybody is busy. Everybody is busy in his or her own life. The time of spoon feeding you has gone. You have to rely on yourself. Now, I remember many years ago when I wanted to open a business, I went to my dad and I asked him, "Dad, I want to open a business." Hassanain, business is risky. You already work, you have your salary, keep the cash. You will fail. What an advice from a dad. Now there is one thing we forget, that if we want to do something, we go to the close people to us. But we forgot something, and that's a secret. Let me share it with you. The most dangerous people are those who are close to you. Yeah? Parents, wife, husband, brother, sister. Do you know why? Because these people will never tell you the truth. Because they go for emotions. Yes, my father loves me, but he doesn't have a clue about business. So from day one, it was wrong, in fact, to ask my dad about opening a business. So he feels sad if I fail, so he goes and tells me, "Hassanain, you will fail," to stop doing it. Now, many years later, when I wanted to continue with my studies, I went to my wife and asked her, "Honey, I want to study my doctorate degree." Same thing. Hassan, keep the cash. You just had your master's degree. Why do you want to do your doctorate degree? We want money. We want to build our house. Do you think I listen to them?
No. Yes.
Definitely not. Yeah, so my message to you, don't listen to your wives. Okay, husbands or wives, don't listen to your husbands. Now, what I mean by here, what we mean by here is, okay, we can ask people, but finally, the decision is yours. You have to think about it. You have to take the right decision, not relying on someone else's decision. The second stop is stop saying, I know. Now, before I proceed, Steve Jobs said, we don't seek technology, we seek creativity. Raise your hand if you have read, heard, seen this from Steve Jobs. Nobody except me? Yeah, one? Only one brave? Yeah, you have? Yeah, thank you. I quote you. Yeah, Steve Jobs never said that. I said it. Yeah, and this is when you think you know. Yeah. Now, look at this. How many times you sat in a place, in a gathering, in a restaurant, in Toastmasters, with people where you hear something and it's completely nonsense? People have the assumption and the illusion of knowing. They think they know. People think what they know is what they know. But in reality, they don't know that they don't know. Did you get it? Yeah? Thank you. I didn't get it either. Yeah? So this assumption or illusion of knowing is with everybody. Now, as I said, I am a trainer and I do some courses occasionally, and I put this in some of the courses as an introduction to the course, and I call it the hidden tiger. I ask the participants to find the hidden tiger, and obviously they want to answer correctly. So they go behind the trees, behind the grass, behind the sky, behind the tiger, trying to find the hidden tiger. And I would say 99% of them will insist in their answer to be correct. And I ask them even to swear on the Quran. They say, yeah, Mr. Hassanain, the tiger is here. You can see the eyes, you can see the mouth, you can see. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. But then when I show them the answer, they collapse. And the answer, in fact, is written on the tiger, the hidden tiger. So why are we sometimes, if not all the time, so sure or pretend that we are so sure with the knowledge we have or the information we have that it's completely true? I have the answer. People assume because of two things. The first one is called wrong evaluation from your peers. And I would like to thank Ali Shahbaz, DTM Ali Shahbaz. I was not going to mention anything about Toastmasters, but since you mentioned something about DTMs and Toastmasters, so let me relate the example here. How many times we hear lousy speeches and we clap for the Toastmaster that it's an excellent speech? Every time, yeah? So the Toastmasters were built confident, yeah? And he becomes so confident that his speech is nice. And the next speech will also be nice because the evaluation is nice. And the next speech will also be nice because the evaluation was nice. Until he becomes a DTM, from the examples we received from DTM Ali Shahbaz, when you ask him to speak, a DTM can't speak. Now, wrong evaluation from your peers. Look around. Look around. Who is actually complimenting you with lies? Yeah, many. And this is what happens to us. Go back to the office, yeah? If I am a new employee or I have a new employee, and today I'm going to write an email. So I write my email, I have no clue about writing an email, I give it to my colleague who has also no clue about writing an email. I said, Muhammad, what do you think of my email? Oh, excellent. And it's mistakes. Excellent, Hassanain, send it. I go and send it. Next day, Muhammad, I'm writing a second email. What do you think? Hassanain, I told you yesterday the email was nice. Yeah, just want to send it. Yeah, I become a manager, I become a CEO, and my emails are full of mistakes. Yeah, and who dares to talk to me about my emails? I am the boss. The second is we created a facade. Facade is a French word, means wall or boundary, yeah, or a fence. We created that wall, so it has become so difficult for people to penetrate it, to tell us whether what we are doing is right or wrong. Last night, I was coming to check this venue, and I stopped at the traffic light, and my wife was with me, my daughter at the back, and I saw one family in a car. The wife is at the front, holding about 6 or 7 months year-old baby in the front, and the window was open. Now, any obvious, logical person would think that this is dangerous. Don't they know? Now, I told my wife, this is related to my speech tomorrow, and I'm going to speak about it. She said, what? I said, can I stop them now and tell them what you are doing is wrong? He said, no, you put yourself in trouble. And that's what we have here. Because we think if we speak to people to correct some of their mistakes, whether in the right way or not even in the right way, we end up in a big problem. So what we do? We stop. Let the mistakes happen. Now, we see this every day. So my message to you with the second stop, start by looking at yourself first of all. Check your knowledge. Do you have, or what do you know? Is it from reliable sources, or is just some illusions that you have heard from here and there? As someone talked from the speakers about internet and sources, and yeah, the internet is full of information. The social media is full of information. You receive thousands of WhatsApps every day. Are they all correct? You go and broadcast them without knowing or confirming the information. Be brave. Say, I don't know, rather than say, I know. Protect yourself. The third stop is stop managing your time. Now, it's a lie. Yeah? Because there is nothing called time management. Yeah? What is managing? Managing is controlling. Yeah? Can you control time? Can you stretch time? I mean, today is Friday. I wake up in the morning and I have so many things to do. I go and pray for God. God, I'm so busy. Make it 26 hours, please. Or no, today is Friday. I'm bored. So God, please make it 20 hours. You can't do that. Time is fixed. Yeah? You have to organize yourself and organize the tasks to fit the available time you have. And many of us don't do it. Let me share with you today my time management strategy. Now, I hope every single individual will have some objectives. Yeah, whether daily objectives, yearly objectives, monthly objectives. At least you have some objectives and goals to do. Now, these objectives must have some plans. Yeah, you need to plan to achieve those objectives. The plan is comprised of some tasks, or you may have some tasks lists. This task list will make your schedule. Yeah. And the schedule will tell you when to start, when to stop, and you have a holistic view of what you do. And then you can say, I am organized. They tell us, be organized, but they don't tell us how to be organized. Now, once you are organized, then you'll be able to prioritize what you need to do. Yeah, which one first, which one second, and which one third. And the plan must be flexible enough. Rigid plans won't work. But let me tell you one thing. This time management strategy will not work because two things start with M. Because of the monitor and because of the monster. We buy expensive watches. We don't look at them. Many of us don't monitor the time. They don't really know what time it is now. They wake up in the morning, They do so many things and then they realize, it's 8 o'clock, it's 9 o'clock, it's 7 o'clock. So you need to check your time to make sure whether you are before time, ahead of time, or on time. The monster, what's the monster? Yeah? Thank you very much. Procrastination. Procrastination. Yeah? You have an exam tomorrow, when will you revise? Yeah, tomorrow. You have a presentation tomorrow, when will you prepare? Tomorrow. You have a speech, when will you practice? Tomorrow. Tomorrow, and later, and inshallah. And tomorrow will never come, because tomorrow will bring another tomorrow. And you know, let me tell you another secret of the day. Do you know what you procrastinate? The big tasks. The big tasks. We keep them till later. And we do the small tasks because they're easy. Read a book by Brian Tracy called Eat That Frog. I hope you heard about it. Yeah, it's a nice book. It has 21 tips to avoid procrastination. Ladies and gentlemen, in these few minutes, I shared with you 3 stops that you have to do in order to progress and develop. I hope you remember them. The first one, stop. Thank you. The second, stop saying I know. The third one, stop managing your time. I wish you a pleasant night. Thank you very much. Back to you, Master of Ceremony.